10 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. All 5 members are present. Opening prayer this morning will be by Pastor Benedict Lewis of Old Mount Olive Baptist Church. That will be followed by our pledges led by Commissioner Arms. If everyone would, please rise.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
I feel like this is an honor to meet you for the first time.
Nice to
and
meet
to
you.
all of the commissioner members, God bless you in the work that you do. I thank you for allowing me to be able to bring a prayer before you. All heads bowed, please. Oh, gracious Master, we thank you, Heavenly Father, for this day, God. We thank you for enabling us all to be here, oh God, with our health and our strength, God. And, oh God, as we go forth, oh God, we just glorify you, we magnify you, God, for all that you have done and what you're going to do. And now, Lord, we're just asking a special blessing upon this commissioner court in the entirety, oh God, that you will lead and direct them in the way that you would have them to go, oh God. And everyone, and whatever the agendas that's going to be brought forth, oh God, we're asking that you be in control of that. For all of the decisions that's being made, you give them the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding as to what they need to do, oh God. And, oh God, we thank you so much for them being leaders in this community. Just keep them, oh God. Protect them, oh God. Not only them, but everyone that is in this courthouse, oh God. You shower your blessings of protection and safety upon us all, oh God. We thank you right now, God. Just help us, oh God, all to be able to live in peace and love and understanding. Give us the wisdom and knowledge that we need. Give them, oh God, as commissioners, as leaders in this community, oh God, to love one another, understand one another, but not to lean to their own understanding, God, but always seek you for guidance and direction, oh God. Continue to keep peace in this community, oh God, as they go forth and do what they can do as a part of this community. In your name, Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Pastor. Item 5 on our agenda, public comments. Do everyone signed up for public comments? Item number 6 is the consent agenda. The consent agenda includes non-controversial and routine items that the court may act on with one single vote. The judge or a commissioner may pull any item individually as a part of the regular agenda.
I want to pull T, please. T.
I want to pull O. O is an orange, or orangutan, or just so we know it's O. Orange works.
Anything else? Okay, we'll move to O, deliberate, consider possible actions ordering special election on November the 2nd of 2021.
So the election's going to be in November, not in May.
That is correct.
Yeah, the fire district. That is more to get it out there, since we had so many discussions about that, and it was going to be in May, and now it's not. I want everyone to know it's going to be in November, not May. Because sometimes these things fall through the cracks, especially the publicity side. So since we had so much discussion and everything, that's the only reason we're bringing that up, is to make sure it's not 2 or 3 weeks before the public knows.
This is Secretary of State said that's the way it had to be.
Yes. Anyway, I make a motion we approve O.
I have a motion to approve O by Commissioner Clement,
Second.
A second by Commissioner Hollowell. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item T,
You do the rest, can you approve the rest of the consent agenda?
we still have one more to discuss that was pulled.
Oh, I didn't know, I'm sorry.
People, Gary
He pulled
pulled
one.
Whatever.
T.
T,
T as in Tom.
but thank you, because
Yes, sir.
I pulled T just to be sure I don't make a mistake. I noticed that Commissioner Snuggs has put this on here for approval prior to an agreement with Icon Engineering for review of a development. Are we doing that consistently? Is that something, do we, before we go off and request an engineering firm, and typically Kathy's been doing this for us, because that's a contract, we have to postpone that 2 weeks to come before court?
I thought we were already approved to do it anyways.
We're supposed to be able to just go out and
And then this is
get
just a
an engineering firm.
ratification whenever we select which one it is. That's the way I understand
I
it.
don't think you have to wait. We approved, was it 4 different firms?
Yeah.
And that
Or
was
seven.
5, was it 7?
Six or
Okay.
seven, I think.
We
Okay.
went out for bid and we approved our proposal and we picked,
We blessed all of them.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, but I
We
just-
accepted them all, and that was so we could engage somebody.
Right.
Now, you may be ratifying it, but I didn't know we had to bring it to court before we engaged somebody.
Because
Oh,
of
it's
recent
already been
issues with
ordered.
contracts, I want to be sure that I'm doing it and I'm legit. You know, I mean, I don't want to mess around and ask Kathy to act for me and solicit a engineering firm only to find out I set her up for failure and I got to go to jail.
No, we should be good.
Ask me who you want, and
Yeah.
I send them everything I have, I send you that letter,
Okay.
they're already reviewing as far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't want to end up in a, we haven't, it hadn't been an issue in the past, I don't want it to be an issue.
Okay, for clarification and to be part of the notes, what we're saying here is that the commissioners do have the authority to hire an engineer to review plats and developments through Kathy. Is that correct? Is that what I'm hearing? All right.
That would be
So-
my preference. I don't know if the court agrees, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and this is, most of the time I've ordered my own, so it's just been a little while. Kathy was talking with these people, so she took care of it for me.
Okay, for clarification, I'll read item T. Deliberate and consider possible approval of agreement for consulting services with Econ for engineering review on the Parker Heights Development, Precinct 2.
I would make the motion, we approve it because I pulled it.
I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Hollowell,
Second.
a second by Commissioner Arn. All in favor of approving item T under consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, let's go back to the consent agenda.
I'll make the motion, we approve the remainder of the consent agenda.
I have a motion to approve the remainder of the consent agenda by Commissioner Snuggs,
Second.
a second by Commissioner Clement. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item number 7, deliberate and consider possible approval of Treasurer's monthly report for July 2021. It's in your packet.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Snuggs,
Second.
a second by Commissioner Arndt. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item number 8, it is 10:10, and we will open public hearing, preservation and restoration of district and county clerk record archive funds and plan for 2022.
There's 2.
Anybody would like to speak to this issue? I think we're all aware of what it is and what the budget is concerning it. Do you want to give any input, Marcy? Or?
Sure, I just like to kind of give you an update on.
Sure.
Y'all haven't, I think you've seen it, but the others haven't seen it. So In my proposed future of my archives and so forth, we were moving forward with getting the records from 1848 to 1920 to get them in a state, to get them preserved and protected. The preservation of those, they would come in, we would source it out to an outside company. It would take 12 to 24 months to get this project completed. They would come in and humidify the papers, get them ironed flat, take out any staples, so forth. They would scan them, digitize them, put them in where we can import them into our current case management system. And then once that part is done, they would then protect them in poly sleeves, and those would be sealed and then encapsulated. So this project would complete the whole thing from 1848 to 1920. We realistically would never have to go back in and touch these records because they would be available to be online. But if someone wanted to see the actual records, they could. So since last time, when I was here, the company actually made the binder in which these would be put in. They would be encapsulated into these. They're sealed inside with silica and stuff to keep moisture out of them, so that it keeps the records protected. So the only thing that I would have differently is because I'm very appreciative of everything that the Commissioners Court is doing in order to make this happen, is that I would have them add the commissioners' names that help make this project possible. Because without you guys, this wouldn't happen. So the cases are very heavy, obviously. But inside, there's these poly sheets. These are actually sealed in case moisture can't get inside these poly. So those are actually will be forever protected. They don't have an opening on the top or bottom or on the inside or anything. They are sealed, and then there's that silica seal on the edge right here that keeps additional moisture from getting into that. So they are very nice. This is a very big project, and it is very exciting to be able to see this go forward.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Is there any future upkeep, like, does that silicon need to be changed in 20 years, 10
Once
years?
this is done, it is done. Now, I'm not gonna say that we don't have some work ahead of us in terms of the storage type facilities that you have to keep these in. But as long as we keep them away from water and moisture, and then we should be fine. The ideal climate for these would be in a humidity-controlled environment, but we're not there yet. But right now, this will get these records protected.
What are the oldest records that we have?
1848.
Okay, because I know there was a courthouse fire at one point, wasn't there?
I have records that go all the way back to 1848.
Okay.
So I'm not seeing any signs of any records that got destroyed, but I do have pretty much everything from 1848 to forward. So
Gonna have to get oil for those hinges?
probably I would hope not.
Why was this a public
That's
hearing?
why we need a community-controlled environment. We probably keep that from rusting, but they're not supposed to rust. No.
Where are you going to put them?
They're going to be down at the old jail.
The old jail.
Yeah, so where my boxes are
Yeah.
now, these will just go on those shelves.
Okay. How many years is this going to take?
12 to 24 months.
20 to 24 months.
Yeah. And any records that anybody wants to call about between that time, they will go pull that record and immediately work it and send us the copies of it so that someone can see it if they need it. Yeah.
So why was this a public hearing?
Because we collect funds, and part of the statute says that we have to hold a hearing for the,
Okay.
since we collect funds for preservations.
Which I like it, I was just curious why it was.
It's not like spending tax money. It's like spending tax, but it's not the same thing. It's fees and,
Right.
Different
We
deal.
collect it as a court cost on every filing.
Yeah.
that comes in.
Okay.
That's more of a user fee
yeah, it's a different pool of
than a
money.
tax.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is 10:15. Close the public hearing. Sure.
I have also a plan that has to be approved.
Okay, I apologize.
Sorry. All right, so I want to go over, it's on page 8 if you are looking at my plan. It's just what we completed last year in 2021. You remember I did a 5-year plan, and it was completed in 2021. All my official public records are now online. And of course, we stopped making books a long time ago on them, so they're just online. Most of my birth and death was completed. There's a couple county ones that we're doing ourselves. The marriage license from 79 to 21 were scanned and digitized. And then the 1850 to 78 are just scanned and backed up. They're not in the system, and all the DD-214s. So in 2021, the clerk's projects that we completed ourselves was we got all the maps scanned and uploaded in the Avenue system. So now anybody could go down in the basement and look up and see any of our plat maps. And then we did 1 volume of the marriage records and got them indexed and completed. So for 2022, my project plans to spend my preservation money this year is the marriage license. That's the project that the vendor Avenue is going to do for us. They're going to get volume 1 through 39, and then that will be all our marriages. It's about 62,000 records that they're going to have to split load into the system, and that cost of that project is $72,826, and estimated completion date will be October of 2022. And then the other project we have is called the Property Fraud Alert Project. And I just found out the other day that the company that does that is, they got bought out by CoFile. So it's a new company called, and they actually did this for DPS. It's called Fiddler. So, but the price is the same, nothing's changing. They're still going to do all the same, I guess, type, our website, they put out banners, they send out, we'll have cards that we can hand out to people. But basically, for anybody that don't know, the Property Fraud Alert, it's going to provide alerts to the citizens of Cooke County. They do have to sign up for it when documents are recorded in our office. So anything that gets recorded in our office, they will get an alert. So say if the deed was filed and they didn't file it, they'll know immediately that something fraudulent was filed in their name. So that cost is, hold on, I lost my space, $8,889. And then the project that we're going to do in my office is we're still doing the probate records. We've got them all scanned, but we're still preserving them in archive sleeves, kind of like what Marcy's doing, but it's probably not as good. Someday I would like, if we get enough money built up, I'd like to do what she's doing with them, but we're just putting them in protective sleeves ourselves right now to protect them, the really old ones. And then, of course, the criminal records are still in the process of getting, they were all scanned, they're just getting uploaded into our net data system. And then we're going to do ourselves the county birth records from 1928 to 1954, because there's a lot of them that have issues. There's a lot of duplicates we're finding, so that's one reason I didn't have Avenue do them records for us. And we're hoping to get that done hopefully by December of 2022. And that's it.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
Question?
Okay.
Just,
Yep.
so the Avenue system, so if somebody wants to come look something up, they come in and check with you, then they can go downstairs. They don't just go downstairs and get on, or can they? Just go downstairs?
They can.
So the public is just welcome to come in and
Yes,
go look?
public terminals, they can go down there and look at, it's all open records. They can look
Yeah.
at anything that's in our system, and it's all there now, pretty
It's all
much.
there.
Everything, plats, all official records are in there now. They don't have to look in the books anymore.
Yeah.
I still got the indexes. I'll probably always keep the indexes down there, because you never know, like the company
Yeah.
can make mistakes.
Yeah.
If somebody can't find something, we
Lot
would
of
still go to the books and look and see if we can find it.
So that'll be good for you all. You don't have to, people can just come in and look their own. They don't have to ask you as many questions.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
which
I mean,
is
they
good.
still try, and a lot of times we have to tell them, we cannot do a search for you, because they'll come in and want us to, I need this deed, and their name will come up, and there'll be 20 different documents in their name, and we don't know which one they need, so we'll send them downstairs and tell them to look at them. I mean, we do our best to try to figure out which one they need, but sometimes it's hard when they have 5 or 6 warranty deeds.
Yeah, so this isn't just about preserving the records, it's also about making it a lot easier for the public.
Yes, yes. Correct. Any other questions?
Move to approve?
Oh, wait,
Let's
we
close
gotta
the public hearing.
Oh, wait, got to close the hearing.
But I do have we all have to sign to approve it.
Okay. It is 10:21. We'll close the public hearing. Item number 10, deliberate and consider possible approval of district and county clerk record archive funds and plan for 2022.
Make a motion that we approve her archive plan.
I have a motion to approve the archive plan by Commissioner Clement.
Second? Second, yep.
Second by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item number 11, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding imposition of optional Texas DMV fees for calendar year 2022. Can you give us a briefing on that? Randy, I did notice in the packet there wasn't any numbers in there. I didn't really know how the process
It's
works.
it's for the road and bridge fee if we were going to change it to anything, which we've had $10 for several years. And then I believe 2 years ago, we added the $1 child safety fee. And everything's still, it's going
So
good.
we're not making any change? Any recommendations for change?
I don't have them.
You're happy. If we're happy, you're happy.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'll restate. Item number 11, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding imposition of optional Texas DMV fees for calendar year 2022.
Make a motion to leave the fees the same
Have a motion to
as
leave.
last year.
Have a motion from Commissioner Clement to leave the fees as they are.
Second?
Second by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item number 12, deliberate and consider possible approval of Silver County Choice Retiree Medical Program renewal through Texas Association of Counties. Good morning.
Good morning. So the Silver County Choice Retiree Medical Supplement is a supplement that retirees who are 65 or older can elect. The supplement is paid for by the retiree, so there's no cost to the county. And I'm recommending that the court elects the same supplement plan that has been elected in the past. There's no change to the retirees' benefits.
Okay, so we're just asking to continue on the program we're currently on.
That's correct.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion from Commissioner Snuggs to continue the Choice Retiree Medical Program renewal through TAC.
Second.
Have a second from Commissioner Hollowell. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Thank you, Elizabeth. It is 10:24. We'll open public hearing on proposed fiscal 2022 budget. Everybody have a summary of the budget in front of them?
Thank you.
I believe this is the one we've gone over a couple of times.
Anybody here to speak to the budget, Judge?
Do what?
I don't think we have anyone signed up to speak to the budget. Anyone not signed up, would they like to speak to the budget or have any questions?
So we'll close the hearing, set our plan.
All right. It is 10:26.
Where with my computer?
We will close the public hearing on the fiscal 2022 budget. Item number 15, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the fiscal 2022 budget.
Got some questions.
Sure.
So as I poured over this, so did we put the 2 new ambulances in?
ARPA,
ARPA money did?
yeah.
Okay, just making sure. And we added a person for Brandy. Is that person still in there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, you go through all these numbers and they're trying to do the math and figure it all out. Sometimes it gets a little confusing. What else?
I've made some,
Some tweaks to it.
TAC stopped by week before last and noted that we needed to add 20% to property insurance, sorry. So I changed the amount in Fund 35, General Fund, and the Road and Bridge line items 206. To incorporate a 20% increase. Property tax y'all pay for your mobile equipment that you have, yeah, insurance, property insurance, sorry. Fund 35, which is permanent improvement, pays for the property insurance on buildings. And general fund pays for the mobile equipment for EMS and emergency management. And then he also stated that workers' comp is going up 5%, so I changed general fund and also road and bridges workers' comp. That didn't really add a whole lot to y'all's budget. I think it washed up and down, but it didn't change y'all's budget a whole lot. The appraisal district had approved their budget, so I added a little bit of money to the collection side. The appraisal side was, budget was okay. Daryl needed some more money in computer maintenance for net data. So I added $3,874 for that. I fat-fingered putting in salaries for the county judge's budget. I gave him $900 for FICA, and it should have been $9,000. So I changed the county judge's budget, making his FICA $9,539. I've had a service technician out trying to work on my stamp machine. I bought it when I first came here 16 years ago, and it's about done for, so I need a new stamp machine. It's $756, so I added that to my budget. When the SRO employee was added, in the very beginning, it was added in at the corporal pay instead of the new sergeant's pay, so that added $1,150 or $1,400, I forget. But anyway, I had to adjust the sheriff's office budget for salaries for the SRO. And then I added 55,000.
We're going to talk about that in executive.
Okay.
We may have to take something out of order before we can approve this, but that's up to the court.
We don't have an executive, do we?
Oh, you can take any item into executive.
So,
I'm not taking the budget, I'm not suggesting we take the budget into executive, but we've got something coming up we need to talk about.
so I tweaked general fund and a few other funds a little bit. And the budgets were passed out. I don't, nobody else called with anything, but, oh, and I caught some, poor Pam, the county clerk's office suffered greatly. But I caught all of Pam's before it went out. So Pam's got fixed.
So I may have the wrong data, Shelley, but it appears that actually after your tweaking that we went down $200,000. This may have been moving some of the stuff that was associated with ARP. But the budget that I had, or preliminary from August the 6th, was 29,966.
Yeah.
So-
And now it's 30, I mean, yeah, $30,055,980.
Okay. Not but much. Any other questions as it concerns the budget?
The ARPA stuff,
Yes?
all that. Excuse me. So you broke it out, courthouse security, precinct 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I was going through that. If I understand that, this is the raise that we're going to do supposedly with the ARPA money.
There, other than the elected officials and myself, there is premium pay for all employees in ARPA. There's 2 new employees in ARPA, one for district attorney's office and the district judge's office.
Okay.
And there are 2 ambulances in ARPA.
Okay. All right. Here lies my confusion, which I'm sure it's something I'm looking at wrong. So I went through here, the ARPA money, precinct 1. It has a total, but it's different. Precinct 1, it comes down, then it says 68,000. And then total precinct 2, 68,000. Total precinct 3 is 38,000. That's what's on these sheets. And I know it's got to be, or else you're giving them a lot bigger. You knew where I was going to go with that, didn't you? No, I'm just confused about it. Because they're not, and I know we all have different employees and different longevity and different people, and so it's all going to be tweaked a little bit different. But on page 228, that's what I'm reading off of what you sent me.
Is precinct 3 the only one that's wrong?
No, well, it's goofy. Like I said,
2 of them was 68, right?
well, I don't know. 3 is 38 and 4 is 34, 34.6 total. That's retirement, FICA, I mean. And I know we're all going to be a little bit different because we have different employees.
You know, we're probably not that different.
Well, that's, you know, I understand it's going to be different. I was just confused if two numbers got accidentally added together, or,
Well, that's because when I put in to get a total line for precinct 1, I put the department as 622 instead of 621.
okay.
So that needs to be fixed, because if you look, are you looking at the report?
Yeah, I'm looking at page 228 on this, and then it has total of precinct 1. He's on 2 pages. It says.
Right, if you look at the page before that, there is no total for.
Yeah.
So I put the total in the line, the actual line in,
Okay,
under the wrong
I got you.
department.
I got you.
So it's totaling 2 departments together.
So ultimately, we're all about $34,000.
Yeah, because for 621 precinct employees is $28,000.
Okay. Well, then ours is 3 is 31,000. Total is 38.
Yeah.
34.
For precinct 2, precinct employees, the line itself is $25,000. The total, the actual line, the total, it's incorrect.
Okay. Okay. How many employees do you have? 7. That's what's got me confused. You have 7, I have 9. I was wondering how yours was bigger than mine.
Well, but how many does he have budgeted versus how many he's actually, he
I
may
don't
have people
know.
he's not.
I don't know. I know I'm comparing apples to oranges, sort of, but it's just that where those two were added up to 68 grand on 2 separate totals, I thought,
Yeah,
that's a misprint. Okay.
that's because I typed in fat finger
Now you know why I don't
and see
thumb
if
text.
you look down below, it says 104,622.
Yeah.
That's the total for 622. Has the same total as for precinct 1.
Okay.
So that's a general ledger error and on my part, that's not a true total.
Okay. And the Fair Association and all that, did we put money in their account this year? Or are we doing something different with them?
They're in hotel motel for their normal,
Okay.
Request.
yes. They're in Fund 103, 104, 102.
Those didn't change out of that, but they might change out of ARPA.
Yeah,
Correct.
and they're still
right.
working on their
We're leaving that the same. All right.
wish list. Yes, everything else is still the same.
Anything else?
I still don't know if the 7% raise is the right way to go. I know why you're doing it, but I want to make it easier to spend the ARPA money, I guess would be the way to say it, but I still think 5%. We're going to put pressure on all the local business people if we go up that much.
How so?
Any thoughts?
How do we put pressure on the local business people by giving a 7% raise to the employees?
Because everybody's going to want a 7% raise. You don't think that?
I think it's kind of the Fed's trying to put us to bind with going to $15 an hour minimum wage.
The same
Well, now
difference.
we're trying to compete with them.
Same difference.
Yeah.
The other thing to consider is our employees didn't get anything last year. I'm sure
Yeah,
business did.
I've had a few phone calls about this, and here's what I've been told. Your your employees got to keep their job, not everybody got to. And that is out there, and that is something to think about. There are people that lost their job. And if you ever, well, you've owned a business, you have a business. Yeah, there is a pressure, like the $15 an hour to flip hamburgers.
And that's for unskilled labor.
And jobs are available. Speaking with Cheryl from the workforce, there was over 500 job openings in Cooke County. This is a couple of weeks ago. And they're having difficulty getting people to take jobs.
And we might not be able to do a raise next year.
See, that, when the 7% was floated out there, that was one of the comments made. We've got to use the ARPA money. We can use the ARPA money for this, and I understand that. And we'll lock in a 7% raise, and instead of doing a 3% this year and a 3%, that's the way I remember the conversation. Instead of doing a raise 2 or 3 years in a row, we'll do a 7%, and then we'll forego next year. But I don't know what kind of commitment, what do y'all think about that? Are y'all happy with the 7%?
I'm good with it.
I am too.
We can't use it for elected officials.
I was on the fence with it too, but with the ARPA,
It's still somebody's money.
well, I agree with that. We do
And it
have,
does, it does put a pressure on other local business. You get a 7% raise at the county. I barely held on to my job last year. I mean, don't dismiss that, Judge. That sentiment is out there. It's just,
I'm not hearing any negatives associated with it. And I'm trying to float it intentionally to see if I'm getting any negatives. And whenever I share the logic, I'm not having any issues with it. So,
what are we going to do about the elected officials?
think about a general fund.
Same amount? I just want to make sure, excuse me, everyone knows that it is the federal ARPA money that we're going to either have to spend or get rid of, and all the strings that come attached with that are pretty complicated. But, yeah, I hope we remember next year that we did give a 7% raise. It's not that I don't want to give everyone a raise, I surely do. We got to be stewards with the public's money also. It's not just about us. It's about everybody.
it will definitely not sting as bad next year if we can't do anything,
I understand that side of the argument too.
Yeah.
No.
Because, that was tough last year whenever we said, hey, we're not doing anything. Everybody bring us a reduced budget. We're going to proceed as forward because we don't know where the world's going. It was, you're right, everybody got to keep their job, but,
Well, there was a lot of angst last year with everybody, not just us. There were a lot of people and businesses that closed down and lost their jobs and had trouble and got laid off. There is something to be said for stability. Anyway, that was my 2 cents worth.
Anyone have anything else?
Are we gonna, when will we address the elected officials' raise?
Right now.
Okay. I mean,
The budget that we discussed before, Commissioner, had the elected
Yeah.
officials coming out of the general fund.
I understand that. Does anybody remember the dollar amount of that?
What do you mean?
What it's going to cost to fund it.
What is it gonna cost to fund it?
The raises, he's asking what's going to cost to fund the increase for the elected officials. That's what I think the answer to the question is.
She's gotta dig through the paperwork. And there's a lot of paperwork.
While she's doing that, we'll talk about our employees just a little bit more if we could. Elizabeth, do you have any data on how the pay scale for our employees reflect those in the general population? Okay. Is it significantly higher, lower?
equipment to be higher.
Well, the problem we have in Road and Bridge is competing with the oil field. When the oil field's busy, we can't hire people right now. So,
We addressed some of that a few years ago because
We
Road and
helped.
Bridge was just pitifully low.
but when it goes to, if they start paying $15 an hour at the local, Elizabeth has her hands up. If the-
Oh, pardon me?
Well, I said that just comparing our deputies, our sheriff's office deputies with Gainesville and their pay scale, we're much lower than Gainesville in their pay scale. Compare our EMTs with where we're getting, our EMTs are getting recruited away from us too, which would be Metroplex areas. We're much lower than Metroplex areas. So there are some good examples there.
Okay.
We've always been much lower than the Metroplex area.
And that's true, but I mean, it's really hard to, we've had a transport deputy position open for months. And so it is hard to recruit for those positions.
So we end up being the training ground for the Metroplex. We train them and they take,
It was real complicated EMS. Luckily, we've got a bunch of local people that work for EMS that stick around.
I know in the past years, every time we brought that up, the conversation was we can't pay what Denton pays.
We're right. That's for sure. I mean,
Or Collin County.
Yeah. It's hard to compare ourselves to larger counties like that.
It's.
And the workload and pace is different.
Do what? I'm sorry.
The workload and the pace and the stress is different for
It's a different work.
Dallas.
It's a different work. Yeah, yeah.
but we can compare ourselves to the city of Gainesville and to Gainesville's EMS. And in both instances, we're significantly lower than what they pay.
How much is significant?
Gainesville has a pay scale. I don't know what they start at. I know that they have a pay scale where their deputies work their way up, where we do not. Our stay at one level once they come in.
They're a merit-based program,
They
though.
have-
They do performance evaluations,
And we don't.
right reviews, and
The only
I'll
thing
stop
ours
right
get
there.
is their annual raise.
The only thing.
And just every little bit helps.
And you make it sound like it's miserable to work here almost.
No, I'm just saying that we could compensate our people. We had what was the growth rate this year? Somebody had that number in front of them? We had a significant growth rate, so we should share that additional tax with our employees to a degree. shouldn't we?
are you saying you've seen some preliminary census numbers? Is that what-
No, the preliminary data.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's always been this way, Judge. I've owned a business, I've been on government boards, and it's a balancing act. Sure, the public wants your people taken care of, so they do a good job. The public also doesn't want to pay too much taxes. And it's a balancing act, and I'm just pointing out that we need to be careful. That's all I want to do, is make sure we have a good vetting of this process. Everyone knows where this money is coming from. Maybe you all didn't hear anything, maybe the people on my side of the road are more frugal with their money, I don't know. But people are concerned about their property taxes. And
We're not recommending an increase in taxes.
I never said that, but somebody paid these taxes somewhere, and you need to acknowledge that. And
Well, I kind of, we're paying a lot of folks out there right now for getting a check, and some of them are showing no initiative to even work. I'd just soon pay some folks that's showing up, give them a little incentive too.
I never said I didn't want to give a raise. I just want to make sure we have a good, frank discussion about all this. Because I surely do want everyone to understand that this 7%, and I assume we're going to do it, is coming out of federal funds.
That's true, and I agree with you. We should have vigorous debate. That's how we get to make good decisions. So I, for one, I appreciate you questioning it and asking questions.
Well, it goes on forever. The federal money runs away. It's kind of the way the federal government and the state government, they talk about unfunded mandates. Of course, we're doing this one ourselves. But they entice you with money and get you to spend it, and then you're on the hook for it. And then the local people pick up the tab. But anyway, that's all.
I mean, we know that's the reason the state of Texas didn't take the Medicare from the federal government.
Isn't that the truth?
But in this situation, I anticipate we got 3 years of growth coming, that if we can't absorb that 3 years down the road, then we're going to have bigger issues. I'm usually pretty frugal myself, but in this particular situation, like I said, if we don't try to take care of our local people, they'll send it to some other state or some other county or some other group that may be showing no initiative.
Oh, I want to take care of the local people. But that includes taxpayers also. That includes everybody. That's what's hard about this job. It's easy to give things. It's hard to be responsible with them. Anyway,
You ready?
yes, ma'am.
57,376 in general fund and 18,476 in road and bridge.
Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? So the appropriate way to do this is a roll vote, or do we need a motion first?
Not to interrupt you.
You have to read that statement and you have to take a roll call vote.
Say again, Shelley, I'm
You
sorry.
have to read that statement I sent you and you
Okay.
have to do a roll call vote.
Okay.
Hang on.
Yeah, but wasn't there something that you talked about that needs to go to executive or something on a certain number?
That number's in, if we choose not to do it, then the budget
okay.
increases by 55,000. But before you can take if you got to take a motion before you can vote.
That's what I thought.
He has to read that statement.
Before the motion.
That has to be in the motion.
Okay, do we have a motion?
No, you're saying it has to be in the motion? The new rules, for the case the public don't know,
Okay.
things have
Did
changed
Snuggs have a
considerably since
question?
last year.
Did Snuggs have a question?
Yeah, he just said that
Okay. I couldn't hear.
the number that might have needed to be discussed in executive might not be an issue if there is a motion.
Okay, back to item 15, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding the FY 2022 budget. Do we need a motion, or can we go into a roll vote?
Has you read it all?
Huh?
Has he completed it? Like I said, it's changed so much in the last year, it's kind of a challenge for everybody on the court, I think.
I think we need a motion the way that it was explained to me, and then we do a roll vote.
You need a motion that starts with that.
Okay, I will make the motion. I
There we
make
go.
the motion to deliberate and consider possible actions regarding FY 2022 budget that we approve. No? No good. How do I need to word
She
that?
said she sent you a statement, a legal statement.
Okay. I think it's lengthy.
I'm curious as what
Okay.
number y'all are talking down there that we may have to go in executive session for. All depends on-
There's a number out there that needs to be held in executive session concerning the contract. The number's currently in the budget, and if we don't approve it, then you'll just have that much money extra that it won't be spent.
Shelley, are you sending me the verbiage that's appropriate?
Well, which one are we talking about here? Which one?
Oh, it's a single number we have not discussed. And if we don't discuss it, if it's not approved, it won't happen. It would increase it'd be X amount of dollars that you're not going to spend. So it wouldn't be an increase above what we currently have in the budget. It would be a decrease.
Does everybody in here know what that is but me?
No, don't anybody know what that is that I know of.
This is about as clear as some of the stuff I was stepping in yesterday.
If you vote to approve the budget, we go into executive session to discuss a contract situation, and we don't enter into the contract, then the money won't be spent.
I would assume it's a security issue.
It's a contract issue. But we got to deal with it today.
We don't have an executive session, do we?
You can, when we get to radio towers, I'm going to suggest we go into executive session.
Well, I was going to ask the question about the radio tower budget. Is it good?
disclose the number at this point.
I know that seemed, I would make a statement on that. You know, it seems like it's being non-disclosure, but there are certain things we can't
Well, this is a
discuss.
contract issue we got to deal with today.
Yeah, I understand.
And the number
Contract
right now is in the budget in hopes that the court agrees. If they don't, it comes out of the budget and it's that much money not spent. So it's not, there's nothing to be hidden and we're not,
I got you.
Certain contract issues have to be discussed in executive session.
and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, you can take any issue out and go into executive provided it's either contractual, legal counsel, whatever the other requirements are. And
Real
this will be
estate.
contract, real estate, yeah, and actually this could be real estate and,
Executive session can be called at any time if it meets the criteria.
Yeah, we rarely ever do that.
that's right.
Yeah.
I don't recall ever doing it, in all honesty.
I don't
So,
think we've ever done it.
But we can't. Today's the day. Court agrees.
Did you find that?
No, I have no idea. Someone else would have to make the motion. I don't know what the verbiage is.
Shelley, are you sending it? No, she sent it to you, Judge.
By email?
Yeah.
For some reason, it hadn't came through, Shelley. I have something, there it is.
I don't know which one.
I see it. Okay, I'm going to attempt this. I'm going to make the motion to accept the proposed FY 2022 budget. This budget will raise more revenue from property taxes than last year's budgeted by amount of, do we have the total? That was part of the submission that we made to the, yep. Do you have those numbers?
I bet it.
Yes, ma'am, I need the dollar value that it will increase.
From last year to this year.
Yes, ma'am.
$1,715,562.
Okay. And what percentage is that of an increase?
9%.
9%. Let's see here. Do you have how much we're getting from new property?
$174.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all we need. We'll get you all this.
Today is production day, not
Okay. Okay.
And that amount is in that 1,715,000.
The 581,000 is?
Yeah.
That's new builds.
So let me.
Yeah, we probably need to remove that.
So so let's start all over again.
Okay?
The difference would be 1,134,388.
Okay.
And new bills is 581,174.
And we stay at 9%?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay. Deliberate and consider possible actions regarding the FY 2022 physical budget. I make the motion we accept the budget as is. This budget will raise more revenue for the property tax than last year's budget by an amount of $1,134,388, of which is 9% increase from last year's budget. The property tax revenue to be raised from new property tax added to tax roll this year is $581,174. Okay, we will do a roll vote now, starting with Commissioner Hollowell.
Do we have a question?
Sure.
What tax rate does it take to fund that?
Have to be at what you proposed it at,
Do I?
be at the proposed tax rate, but yes, because that's the reason we have to have the.
Well, we had two different tax rates. You had the, what's the
391 with
terminology?
the old, well, I'll stay out of
It's
this.
called the no new revenue tax rate and the voter approval rate.
Are we going to, it takes the voter approval rate? Or is this
The voter approval rate, though, is the 3.5% revenue increase, right?
You're right below the voter approval rate.
Yeah.
You're right below the voter approval
We're
rate.
below the voter approval rate.
Correct.
We didn't go down to the no new tax rate.
No.
All right.
Second to your motion.
Let's see what was discussed in that meeting. Never mind.
It's still less than that. Did we not get a second?
Not yet. I'm a little concerned.
But you had, we started voting, and then you had a concern, so,
Well, you got discussion.
no, we didn't get a second. So we can second and then discuss this way it should be, but anyway.
I didn't want it to, he was calling for a vote.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to second his motion, and then that'll fix that. I'll second his motion, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, now any further discussion?
There you go. Well, you're supposed to do your budget and then do your tax rate, but I know when we kick this all around in preliminary, we had the no new taxes and then the, what's the terminology again? They've changed all
No new revenue and voter approval.
voter approval. In other words, you can go up a little bit before you hit the voter approval.
Which would be the old rollback rate.
The old rollback rate.
Well, and then you have the de minimis, but we didn't,
Yeah, that's a whole
we
different,
didn't hit the de minimis.
we're not doing that. So we are going up a little bit. I was hoping we'd go to the no new tax rate.
Well, but it's taking 9.5 million out of fund balance, even going to,
Yeah, I got you.
okay,
But I wanted you to say that.
okay.
It's taking 9.5 million out to fund this budget, right?
For general.
For general fund.
Yeah, if you spend it,
If we spend
if
it,
you actually spend it all.
if we actually spend it all.
I don't know, and have we ever spent it all since you've been there, Shelley?
No.
Every single bit of it? No.
We'd normally carry some back over.
What's the estimated carryover this year?
In general fund?
Yeah.
You've got it.
Here's something.
Probably about 20 million. We've gone down the last couple of years.
We've been slowly going backwards, not much, but a little bit.
Yeah, but we're picking up in infrastructure,
Because of, yeah,
real estate, property, we picked it up.
Revenue's
in-
down.
revenue's down.
Yeah. You know, sales tax and everything else, but we picked it up in real property. You got a vote on the floor, please, unless you got more discussion.
Any other discussion? Anything from anyone?
Anybody, any other discussion?
Okay, item 15, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding the FY 2022 budget. I have a motion to accept as is by Judge Starnes, a second by Commissioner Hollowell. We will now do a roll vote. Commissioner Hollowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Snuggs?
Aye.
Commissioner Arndt,
Aye.
Commissioner Clement,
Nay.
2022 budget.
You got a vote?
You get a vote.
You get a vote?
Oh, Judge, aye. Motion carries 4-1. Item number 16, deliberate and consider possible adoption of 2021 Cooke County tax rate. We're going to take no action on 16 and 17 due to a clerical error by me. We should have had an open public hearing on this agenda. All the other public hearing was done correctly. We notified and posted, but we did not put it on the agenda. So we will have to set a new court date to adopt a tax rate. We'll have to get back with everybody. We're working on that now. We'll need a full 5 days of notification.
Can we talk about tax rate at all?
Sure. We can go ahead and talk about it since we're here.
I mean, that's not breaking any rules. I'm concerned, we got a possible ESD coming. I'm concerned about what the tax rate's gonna be. I'm still concerned about the taxpayers and the
You
increase.
seem to imply nobody else is, though. That's what concerns me. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
I can't state my opinion.
you can.
I never said you had to have it. That's kind of like you telling me you vote your convictions.
Well, I typically do. I still make it.
You still do it.
I
so-
still do.
Yeah, no, and so do I, we all do. But I don't want anybody to think I cavalierly then vote for the budget because I'm concerned about it all. That's all, Gary. Don't worry. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
I'd do the same thing if we had to do it over, so it'd be all right.
Anything else about budget? Okay, we'll take no action on 16 and 17. Number 18, deliberate and consider possible action regarding location of secondary entry to the library. Rick may be able to provide us the exact numbers. It is significantly more expensive to go to the south exit than it would be to the north exit by almost $10,000. I think all of us have been down there and looked at it. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't exit through the north for an emergency exit. Any thoughts?
Spits it out there by the handicap parking spots.
Yeah.
The other side, you got that steep,
Yeah.
the other side's got that steep
Yeah.
incline.
Yeah, the south has a steep incline in order to make
It's
it.
much more user-friendly on the north side.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of room.
There's plenty of room.
But it was,
And when you say plenty of room, you mean inside the building? No, you're-
Because you have to rearrange some furniture.
That's gone.
Yeah,
I think,
but you're talking inside the building.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it's just a short distance
yeah, I
right
know,
there.
it's right there. And it's flat,
Yes.
it's not uphill or downhill, whichever way you're going. You need a motion?
Yes, sir.
I make the motion, we put it on the north side.
I have a motion to put the exit for the secondary emergency exit for the library on the north side by Commissioner Arndt.
we probably want to modify that to not just put it there, but fund it.
Well, that's what the motion is.
Yeah. I believe it is funded, but yes, we'll.
I mean, in other words, approve the process or whatever. I don't know that we've ever voted to actually do it, have we?
You're making a motion, we approve the funds to put an exit on the
On
north
the north
side.
side, the library entrance.
Okay, I have a motion to approve a exit on the north side of the library and to fund same by Commissioner Arndt.
I second.
A second by Commissioner Hollowell.
And the reason I brought that up, Adams, I don't think we ever have actually approved the expense,
We did, we approved it last year, and it never was
and
done.
just never done.
Isn't that right?
There's nothing in this agenda item to do funding, this says location.
Okay, then you're dead on, Adam. Pardon me.
You have money for him? He has the money in his budget to do it. 'cause
Yeah, what she said, okay.
Didn't we put the money in your budget to do it? Last year, we talked about it.
After that, I was never notified. I was never told that it was fine.
I know we've talked about it lots of times, but I don't. Anyway, this is about location only, so I'd still second his motion.
Can it happen before 9:30?
I'm sorry,
Can it happen before 9:30?
probably.
Okay.
I'll have to find out, I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
At first, I thought you meant 9:30 in the morning. I was going to say AM or PM?
No, it's the end of the fiscal year. You know.
I know.
It starts to get a little
I
dicey
know, yeah.
this time of the year.
Everything gets a little crazy, I
Yeah.
understand.
Michael, when's your deadline to get something posted?
I can be done by 4 o'clock today, the paper's already half done,
But if we wanted to put a notice in it,
so. If you want.
a lengthy notice,
I mean, if you all call, classified number by noon or 1, I'm sure we'll work it in, I just call and tell you guys, it's fine. It's not that, nothing's gonna happen in my office, except my work now,
we got to do that public notice. I mean, we're talking about tax rates, so
yeah.
we got to do the public notice. If we could get it in there today, then you might could meet next Monday or something like that.
We'll have to work the numbers, but we'll work that. But
Okay.
thank you, Mike. Okay, item number 18, I have a motion by Commissioner Arndt to add the new exit at the library on the north end. It will be funded out of Maintenance General Fund, and I have a second by Commissioner Hollowell. Any further discussion? Those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0.
Gary, as far as you're talking about having a meeting, I mean, for the
Public
tax, for the tax, are you going to Austin next week?
The second and third, isn't it?
Yeah, it's second, third.
Second, third.
Yeah, I was going to leave on the 1st.
What day is that?
That's Wednesday. That's Wednesday.
That's what I'm saying. If we want to do it and get it done, we need it by next Tuesday or Wednesday, and you got to have 5 days, so we got to try to get it in the paper. If not, you got to push it out till into September.
I'm not even sure I'm going to be here on Tuesday. I got to look.
We need 3 people or 4 on it. We got to have 4, don't we, on the tax rate?
I got to have 4.
Got to have 4 on the tax rate. If we can do it Tuesday, I'll be here.
Can we get it done before Tuesday?
If we get it in the paper, that's the reason I'm asking this question.
Kathy and I gotta get numbers soon.
So, any prayer? By one, I'm hearing.
Hold the presses, Mike.
Hold the presence.
An emergency on your part is not an emergency on mine.
Well, you can do it if I'm not here, but I'm,
We have until the end of September, is that correct?
When's it? Well, what's that? We do the first court in September.
Yeah.
That gives everybody plenty of time. It's not a fire drill, right? I know, but if. why we
Okay,
wouldn't.
we'll work that out. We'll
Okay.
see what the numbers are and when it falls and who's available.
well, it'd be nice if we was all here, so I don't
It would be.
want to rush
disagree.
something.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
There's no sense in rushing something if it doesn't have to be done that quick.
It doesn't.
Let's do it right. Let's get it done right.
Let's let Kathy and Shelley run the numbers and see what's available and when would be practical to do it, and then we'll notify everyone. Okay, item number 19 on the agenda, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding Main Street lot. I don't have any new input there. Does anyone have anything? Okay, we'll take no action on 19. Number 20, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding the Crest Building. Anybody have anything there? Okay, just for clarification, we will be setting up workshops so we can address that. Item 21, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding the annex.
Do I need Because we've never done this, I need a motion, a second, a vote to take this into executive. Shelley, do you know the answer? Make sure, let's do it right. I'll make the motion, we go into executive on this particular topic.
On the annex?
I'm sorry. No, I have nothing on the annex.
Okay. So we're going to take no action on item 21?
Well, I got a question.
All right, we have, okay, what do you got?
Were you going to talk about the hardware, the annex?
Oh, yes, we can. You want to give us a quick briefing?
Should we do that in executive?
Oh, security.
Go to executive, this is security.
But we won't be on this agenda item when we do go through. Just give us a quick briefing without violating security. We're asking for the Sheriff's Department's asking for a card reader to be added to this door over here on the annex for security purposes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right now, the keys that are in it don't fit anybody's key. It's totally different. To rectify that, it's going to cost about $400. We've got to change the hardware on the door to make it fit the lock system that we have over there. And the discussion was that we're probably at one point going to go to card readers on that building anyway. So
That's about a $1,500 reader.
it's $1,500, and it will be compatible with everything else that we have. There's already a PO in place, and the sheriff's office has approved it.
And they have the money to do it?
Yes,
No amendment needed.
just approval by you guys.
It's an agenda item. We can take, what's the agenda item say? Can we take an action?
Yeah, I think we can, since we're on the annex. Can we take an action?
Deliberate, consider possible action.
Sounds good to me. So move that we do it. Get the card reader, change it, whatever you got to do, add it to it.
Yes.
Yes.
All we got to do is pick up the phone and call.
All right, I make a motion that we approve.
So you're talking about the $1,900 total, 400 for something? and-
No. We don't spend the 400 if we do the card reader.
Okay.
You're going to save
We would
it
have to
400 if
spend
you do the card
400 if you
Okay.
just make
And
the
it'll be
keys.
compatible with all these card read locks we have around here.
Second.
So it's $1,500.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Clement and a second from Commissioner Hollowell to put on the new entry at the annex a card reader that will be funded by the Sheriff's Department.
I thought that was in their budget for next year,
Courthouse security.
but I thought didn't you put that in your budget for next year?
Well, we had discussed the EMS stations. This wasn't one of the things,
It was?
as far as I know.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
Did we vote on this yet or not?
Not yet. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
I got something on the annex.
Yes, sir.
When are we going to address that north side? Those floor joists or ceiling joists, whichever end you're looking up from or down from? Have you ever gotten the parties together?
No, I was unable to. Ed is working on a letter to go out under my name to those individuals, asking them to provide us more information as to what occurred.
So had they sent Brinkley an email last October notifying him of anything?
I'd have to go back through all of the correspondence.
Because they said they did.
Yeah.
Can you find that?
Whatever you need.
Here's all it's on emails I have.
Because we lost a pretty good dollar value by not being able to use the storage up there. And if we can't ever do it, we need to find some way to get reimbursed. And if we were officially put on notice somehow that we didn't know, there is a statute of limitations on that stuff. We don't need to let it go, or at least I don't want, do you? I mean, don't you think we ought to get something back?
Yeah, I was wanting to see whatever the next step was whenever it went dead.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I'm pushing him to take the next step.
Ed sent everyone a letter this morning. I don't know.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I don't know if you've had a chance to
I got it, I haven't read it.
I hadn't seen
read that, and I think that puts together a little bit of a plan of what to do. But the plan was to send a letter to the contractor asking them to give us more information as to how they came to the conclusion that that was the appropriate choice. I did have a couple of conversations on the telephone with the gentleman. He believes they put in what was correct, and I have been unable to reach him since then. Anything else on the annex?
No.
Okay, item 22, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding county radio communication system.
Again, I'm going to make a motion, we move to executive for this.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hollowell to go into executive session.
Second.
I have a second by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. It is 11:29. We'll go into executive session now.
Can we take a break?
Resume normal session, regular session. Item 22, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding county radio communication system. No action. Item number 23, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding various grant funds.
Leon, the extension was for PW 401. I think I misspoke last time and said it was for 405.
Yeah. Okay.
Today, I got a request to send some additional information on PW 596. They're looking for the payment on the lease of the John Deere motor grader and the PO, the invoice, and the canceled check. And that's all they asked for. So hopefully they are getting close to finishing on that one. I've gotten halfway through County Road 410. So hopefully I'll get that one finished up. I was working on the EMS CARES grant report to finish it, and I finished that over the weekend, so getting closer. The FEMA 2020, I was notified last week that Biden has extended the deadline from September 30 to December 31st, and they will now reimburse 100%. So that would be the vaccine clinic and the staging from last year, and then anything this year that comes up for COVID. But the deadline has been moved to the end of the year instead of September 30. I still haven't done anything on CTIF. Still looking for, but I don't think I'm gonna find anything else on the election grants. They wouldn't let me submit the scanning that Brandy's doing for the voter registration cards. So we might have to pay back about $4,900 on the HAVA grant. And then there's a report due at the end of this month on the American Rescue Plan, preliminary report on anything that we have spent and or encumbered, which we haven't done either. And then after that, quarterly reports are due, starting with the end of October, and then after that. And that's all I have.
Okay, no action on item 23. Item number 24, adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
A second. Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Snooks, seconded by Commissioner Arndt. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Trying to get us out there before everybody else did.
I'm sitting there thinking I got